India, Stony?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Of course she does. Of course Stony's
Just
from
in
India.
case you don't understand my
Just in
English.
case. Yeah, okay, good thinking.
So, ready?
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 Is everybody in?
Good
Okay.
afternoon, everybody. Yeah, my name is Stony John. Most of you maybe knew me. Today I will take you go through a journal of wearable art. And indeed, I'm a kind of person always seeking questions. Oh, let's look at the contents for today. Abstract, research, theoretical, practices, reflection, conclusion, reflection, reference, final is questions, if you get. So I'm the kind of person always seeking questions and found the practical way to solve it with my knowledge that I've gained. So after a few years, the degree studies here, I have a question coming to my mind, which is fashion a true art form? Because I learning here art, interior design, and fashion design, the three fields. So final semester, I just thinking that the question really annoy me, and I need deeply think about that. What do you think? You might think it's not, but from my point of view, I think the fashion is art, because the best of fashion is worth to gain the name of art. Yeah, because the fashion can tell us what the people will wear at a certain period. It's just like a teapot. The teapot can tell us what the people have a tea party at that period of time. That's why for this semester I'm thinking I'm gonna wearable art maybe gives a meaning to art. You can see that the picture painting for go hang on the wall, but if we print the picture into the fabric, make it as a garment, then it's gonna be the wearable art, isn't it? That's why this semester I picked this concept theme to my project. I'm going to connect natural thing and the human with my culture, apply into my design to create a sustainable wearable art which featured with storytelling. After I have a concept, I get down to research. Indeed, my inspirational research includes the cross-culture references and very famous fashion designer. One of my favorite Chinese fashion designer whose name is Guo Pei. Maybe some of you familiar with her. She is renowned creator, and she used to producing and design high-end fashion. And the point of inspiration from her is for stylish with personality. So this is a picture shows very traditional Chinese theme in her design. Big example that recently is her fall and winter 2018 auto tour runway in Paris. From picture you can see this is a Gothic architecture inspired that's in her collection. The show is absolutely breathtaking. I just love the show display, which inspired by architecturally in a way. And in her official Facebook, she said the sentence also beautiful. She described this collection as time flows unhurriedly, while architecture stands immutably. I would like to pick her quote as a line that inspired me. She said, "I hope my work could be showcased as museum collection and be masterpiece that will be hanged on from age to age." Actually, this is my goal as well. Yeah, another inspiration from a Dutch designer whose name is Iris van Herpen. She is widely recognized as the most talented and forward-thinking designers. And she always, I influenced by her new concepts and the ways of creation. She used to create artwork on fabric and garment. Just shown here, it's a garment, but it's artwork. You would see that. And she also, in the fashion field, she also known as a pioneer of 3D printer. 3D printing. She is a 3D printing garment from her collection named Micro, launched in 2012. And I thought I really attracted by her composite, most radical materials in new and organic forms that she applied into her design. And I thought, what's the key factors of success? It must be down to the attention to the details when she plays on craft. Also, her quote speaks my feeling. She said, I'm interested in technology because in my core, I'm really fanatic about handwork, craft, and movement. My idea somewhat inspired by not only those famous fashion designer, but also from world of wearable art, because it's linked to my object this year. See, the designers from this competition, they tell us a story about their background and the fiction that you want to tell us. And I think this competition and the showcase is absolutely intriguing and cultural phenomenal. Till today is already 30 years in New Zealand. So I'm so excited, it's my ticket. Yeah, I'm going to next month to see the show, just for this project to get some inspiration. I collect some example from previous year's competition. Can you see?
I can see.
Yeah. For right hand, you can see this garment is made by 1,400 plastic milk bottles, fabrics, and beads. So can you imagine that? And for this site is used. The designer who is a New Zealand. This designer from New Zealand is as well. Her name is Donna. She creates the beautiful tones by recycled cricket pens and recycled curtains, beads, and painting the fabric, which intrigued me as well. When you see that picture, do you think it's a garment? It's a dress? But it is. It's made by 1,900 individual pieces of furniture, were glued together and to form 100 pivoting trips linked by fish line. So we can imagine how many works and times and that designers put in this artwork. So that's designers inspired me a lot as well. There's a book named Off the Wall that's published by the organization. Actually is a company, World of Wearable Art, that collect most of the fabulous artwork from previous year's competition, which published in 2011. That's available in our library. Maybe after my presentation, you're gonna interesting to have a look. I suggest. So after research, I'm thinking what the theoretical are gonna use. First is a risk of sustainability. Yeah, you are all familiar with these words. Reuse, recycle, repurpose, replace, reinvent, repair, refuse, and finally we need to rethink. So when I design, I never know in advance beforehand what the final clothes or work will be. As long as I have a material in my hand, my feeling is grows and grows. So for this project, my material observation all come from our daily materials. It's all recycled, and most of them come from coffee shop. Is coffee cups, plastic, and paper. And this is coffee bean bag that's we used, and I collected it. And you can see this dress made from that, and the recycled wool. And this cup mat I collected many years ago when I traveled. When I traveled to another country, another city, I used to drink a beer and collect the cup mat. I think maybe one day I can use it. Actually, you see, I write the time and the place that I've been there. This is from a German. It's from New Zealand, and this is Hamburg. So everywhere I collect hundreds of that. I'm gonna use it this time. Yeah, my aim is to rescue those materials from trash to the fashion and transform them into wearable art. That's my aim. When you see that, do you think it's called wearable sculpture? You maybe saw it's fashion or sculpture, object or performance. Indeed, in fashion field, we have a term called sculpture fashion. Maybe introduce that. Sculpture fashion is related to volume, structure, and the body. Actually, we can craft, we can sculpt the clothes to comfort our body, the shape of the body, or you can create abstract space between the garment or the wearer. So I'm thinking, because those materials is quite 3D stuff, so I can use this technique into my design and to create some sustainable wearable fashion. So I start research and have a look and learn this theoretical. Then another theoretical that you all knew me from previous years' works. I always put my culture into my stuff. So clothes can be the cultural filter. Unity of human and nature is our traditional thoughts, the main thoughts. What we believe that the main three factors influence our life. One is heaven, second is man, you can call human, or earth. Heaven depicted as being above the sky, or another potential meaning is talents that you are born with. For the man refers to our beliefs, principle, aspiration, or virtues, and the earth refers to the physical place that we live, or in another words, it is what is known as feng shui. So it's actually refers to earth. So I thought this thing is that strongly reminded me I can make something just relate to my traditional culture, and also I think it's a very good concept. If I can apply into the whole body, from head to dressing to the shoes, then you can see head can for heaven, dress can for human, and shoes can for earth. So that's my goal. That's my focus on. Then I started to make some practice. Yeah, I'm engaged with making something by my hand. When I think about heaven, the words like universe, solar system, or sky that come into my mind, or planet. So I searched this picture. I thought the cup, this cup, plastic cup with a dome lid, is a little bit relate. So I start to make a head with the cup. Okay, that's kind of a video. Show you only 1 minute, 1 long. start to research.
Oh.
You just Google some coffee cup with a head, so the picture come out. After research, I collect all the materials I'm going to use and measure with how many cups do I need, how can I put on the head and start the base of the head. Iron, you need iron it first, make the head. So because it's folded, then the wrong side of head, then I hand stitch every cups on the bed on the head. So it's a hand stitch process, and then I put some paper to show the colors. Because I actually have a LED, so it needs a cut hole. Oh. In the night, it's quite shining. That is the final result in night. So I saw this quite match to the previous picture that I researched. Yeah, it's a good start, isn't it? Oh, we had a workshop. Yeah, you just miss it. We have a workshop last week. I made this head. Of course, this year my concept link with nature theme. So I thought nature, maybe flower, butterfly, garden. Then I thought, maybe my concept is because it's only short time. Let us think about. So I made a butterfly garden. Then this is all about flower, but the garden is a happy butterfly in a garden. I think it's a wearable art as well. It's match my concept, and I can hand over for my assignment, right? It's a process I show here. Yeah, yes, it's a picture. I searched online. I think it's the idea. I can go for this. Yeah, I just mentioned before the shoes can for the earth. So I'm thinking, so earth, maybe sea, grass, land. So those kind of picture I'm looking for. I found this picture is shining, beautiful, and I have some recycled wool that I can use for the sleepers, felted sleepers. So I just show you short the process that I made earth sleepers. It's a felted. I'm thinking where should I go? Then the picture in my mind have a stone. Yeah, that's a research. I try to find similar ideas that I got in my mind, and the process I just research from Google, Uncle Google. That's my size. Then I measure my size 38. Then start the layout and the massage the field. You need the soap. Massage it is about the 7 layouts to make the thick of the shoes. So the layout decorate the surface. Then you need massage again. Must be careful because if it's not good to rolling, it's gonna fall off. So you see it's another massage felted again, several times, different direction is final result. So I like use. Actually, I put the real stone and the shell on the hand, on the shoes. You just put one silk on top of the slippers. Yeah, that's another practice. Yeah, this dress I still work on. I make this mini prototyping. This use coffee bean bags. You see? Yeah. Just get some idea because I want to turn in Chinese words. Second one to remember is human. Human in Chinese we write like this. 人 we pronounce 人. These words come from actually human. So how interesting in the Chinese word. So how can I apply this Chinese character into my garment? That was next step going to work on it. That's just a hand stitch sketch. See, I'm thinking, oh, somewhere I will use maybe cup mat or paper cup to decorate or to express. I'm not sure yet. You can give me, if you have got some idea, can tell me. I'm used to do some motif when I start a project. This time as a Euro, I have a research. I thought, oh, coffee cup is quite used a lot in my project. So I made a coffee cup, start to have a hand stitch and made in a wax and cast it in a silver. So I made a coffee cup pendant. This one I made. I quite like it. Yeah. So it's my motive is to show the project, the main materials that I use. So after those steps of practice, I learned from the experience, and also I thought what I should get from those research and practice, that be content and confident. I will stay with my concept. I don't want to search too much, have not enough time, but I will stay on the concept I already had, and to use a sustainable technique and materials as much as possible. Because if we protect our environment, save our earth, is based on our action. So action to repropose and rethink theoretical that I stick on. Practice and learning from the practice and the experience, perfect my skills and nurture my the creativity, share my culture identity, that my reflection. Today, I put my thoughts into words. Tomorrow, believe me, I'm going to put my words into action. So making something beauty to change the world. Yeah, that's my reference I listed here. Thank you for listening and patience. It's no super fun.
So you want to change the world through fashion?
Yeah. Change the world, change you when you buy clothes, you can, second hand, or you can turn your old clothes to actually fabulous another garment, give there another life. It's not winning the trash is trash. Actually, it's not. You can turn the trash into the beautiful things.
I think there are a lot of people now looking at that and taking man-made fabrics and remaking them into new fabric, new textiles.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people that are looking at the amount of waste that comes with clothing and fashion. And are trying to redirect it. So you've got a huge amount of people out there that are doing the same.
Yeah, well, I just add on one sentence. I think every piece of fabric or things have a story. Yeah, the life not stopped. You give them a new life. The new story is actually continue to tell us something that we.
And that's kind of infinite in a way as well, isn't it? It means that even when you repurpose, someone could take what you've done and repurpose it.
Yeah.
So it continues and it continues and it continues.
Yeah, it's a beautiful concept if we can done that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'll have a look at these. Sorry.
Should I move later?